nothing. Now void is with one, because if nothing now void with nothing is the beginning of all, then all would be nothing, and nothing could be. Listen, my children. Listen, my child. Nothing now void with one must hear to be here. One must hear to have heard, because the beginning was nothing then void, so nothing to see but darkness of nothing is still nothing. And nothing to do in the void to be is still nothing to be done. But one heard something, and it is evident, and evidence of all is in all round you, my children, my child. So one must hear to think, and one must have heard the thought of life to be here, and this is evident, and evidence of all is in all around you, my child, my children, which is simply all the one could hear. So here is life as evidence of what one heard, with nothing else to do or see. Yes, in the beginning one heard life and was grateful, and now one can see. Life aided with the light of life, and life is beautiful to one, and one gains vision. Now seeing something instead of nothing in the void. Now one united with life is to be everlasting in unity, grateful. Never again to be nothing absolutely, because your Father was the one in the beginning with nothing. And the unity of one with life is love, and love in unity with life is more to be and more to become, is as children are to a Father, which is life's evidence of love's unity, as one is now Father of life. Evidence of your existence is your existence. Now your Father's proves for all eternity how grateful he is, because if you were with his nothing in the beginning, you would be grateful for what you heard. Evidence of your Father is you in as a reflected image of existence. Do you not wonder why nothing looks like you in this life, and has no ability, as you do, with no ability of choice, to create and create life as your Father, to have so much influence, far across, even without a presence? Your feet being an image of your Father, having the ability to move as he moved across the void, creating life. Once mature, these feet will represent your ability to have and give direction, with living guidance to take you and others wherever needed to be. Your hands, in image of your Father, are the doers of works, guided by the feet, to create in the place they were lead, by the feet being ever so detailed in its creative abilities, as your Father's hands skillfully orchestrated evolution in design of all he created, to allow what was created to always be self-abundant, forever giving it purpose to be a better version of itself, so nothing is truly lost, because now and forever, nothing is impossible. To the most important feature, being none like it in the existence you are in, is your consciousness. And this is because this was all the Father had when he was one, with nothing then void. Whether able to understand or not, if what was heard came from out or within, did not matter, because the sound of life was so beautiful. The music it created became the aid to any sound of vibration, having a pattern of use to take many forms of sound. And so this is music to the ears that were created for the children, and now by the children, just as the simple sound that was heard, that was life. Music also has the same ability to reach that which is nothing, but wielded by the children and lack of understanding life, it has created emotions and thoughts that don't lead to life, which is as is should be. See, because life, as you know, was your Father's creation, from what was heard in the beginning as a gift given. So to the children given life, the works of their creation will be unique, because there is no need to create what has already been created, giving you, in time and space, the ability to create as an original child creator with new life purpose as it should be. Would a father create a life for a child and set a path of works for the child, just to have the child go back and work on the same as the father in the same time is impossible? No, your Father has prepared for you to start your own works, able because of his. first and one father, as the man raised with love, always wants for his children to be a better, more abundant version of that father. Now hear, my child, to hear is one. Your mother, life itself, has always provided that which is needed to nurture, because you are cradled by your crib, in your crib of Mother Nature. It is needed to sustain your protective shell of nature, lined with living feast of tasty creations. She has prepared some living in animation, animals of life, you know, as creatures from creation. And I have granted them the ability to also give life, but for purpose as their father, to aid you in having living nutrition, as they hold a duty to the other non-able life that nurtures you to spread life. And because they hold a blueprint to non-conscious life, many have been manipulated from lack of understanding. But once you are one, you will receive this nourishment as intended to heal any wounds caused by dwelling in the void, not able to see hurting yourself with your void being in darkness, unlike your father, that didn't simply have the ability to move, as said, because there was nowhere to go. And for these creations to aid and be living aid to the children, the place they are was designed to slowly churn its cooking process, and needing some before ripe to perfection to be chilled until ready for use. This is a process you call seasons, adding flavor to your palate, for far and wide are the nutrients placed by your mother in all designs. Now, as the process to unite with your father for eternity is reaching its matured peak, so are the children, and with this, the churn will slow as the time of a cooker runs out. But the nurturing chef knows how much time is needed, and how much time is left, to not overdo or under with a delicate concept. Listen, my child, to hear my child. Hear my son, because here, my son, only one needed to be bright. Now, my children, listen to your new life, a life for eternity, along with your father, the one who creates life to live because life he heard. You must hear to be here in life, as did your father heard to be here and living. Because you are not yet living, you see life, but not with the vision of life given by your father, by image and likeness. Because you are not yet living what is and was done. In life has also no life to live. So when spoken, void is your language, because void is your tongue. And although your consciousness is in likeness of your father, void is your understanding. Newborn again for the last time of eternity, does not a father be with his infant? As the infant is born in the life he created, for the child to aid in understanding life to live, as the caretaker of life be the first you see, because nothing before the infant was created by the child, but that doesn't mean the child is not a creator. In the start of your life, nurturing her child through infancy, for soon will be time for their father to teach them his likeness in all his ways, to be like. As the life of the infant takes them to a child to life, nurturing her children, making them strong like their father, so in time, the children can endure the lesson of love, to progress understanding of that which is unity, to allow the children to create and create living life. Now, as your father did to overcome your void, simply listen to hear. Because now, as the children of many, nothing is impossible, but then comes void after nothing, and the void must be filled as your father has done for life to begin. My child, here to be here to be here, as in likeness of your father's life, to overcome your void, to create life that is living. For this is the only requirement for the gift given by life from your father, the one. Hear my child, to hear my child. Hear my son, because here my son, only one needed to be bright in image of his father's light for you to see through the void, which is image of night. So hear to hear as your Father did to overcome his nothing which started the void of life. Eternity is the great fullness of your Father, the one to never again be nothing, therefore nothing is impossible. Being as your Father's children like no other image of life created by your Father, unique from all, and to be your Father's child only and you only in his image and of all his likeness. Hear my child, hear my child. Hear my son to be here. My child, because only one need to be bright to help start your light in living. Now, my child, hear my son. Because when you do, as a child matures, you will start to understand that now your light is bright and was always meant to be like your Father's. Yes, this is your beginning now. It's time for you to be a creator. Yes, a young creator of life and love, and this you can do now as maturity reaches its peak of life in life, because of life, for life. As an infant with so much power to create even a little, being as your Father but having toddler tantrums, creating disaster in life but with love to be as it should be, yet only a father knowing the outcome due to him understanding love and knowing the dwelling place of the child he created, knowing some of the children would mature more than the others, giving them space to let their mind wander, space for the more mature ones to take a glance but only in sight a little of someone's might, not knowing it was created by their Father's hand, to see unity's light from their Father, the man. But it be no secret, only adolescence, that time and time again, the children's abilities will be tested, either tested to be strong or tempted to know wrong. Time and time again to a toddler can seem long now, as more of the children mature in their own time each day that was given as practice to show them their way. And because you are many special from one, your life is unique, and that makes it fun. So hear my child, to hear my son. Now when all is ready and all is one, you will prove that eternity has begun. Hear my children now help my son. To gather all is what must be done. Once together have some fun share from life, where you have been, for in your brother you have a friend, one unique along with you. Have fun sharing what you can do. Help gather every new child from every place to leave their void, the nothing space to live as one, to build and create. To understand that love is not hate. Some will have what others don't, so some will do, and some just won't. Some will bring, and some won't have, some know mechanics, and some know math. All are strong, but some are stronger, some are short, and some are longer, uniquely shaded by a Father's light, full-color spectrum, scaled almost tonight. All precious to your Father, yes, what a delight. As you begin to come together, due to lack of understanding for many other children, will cause confusion at first, but do what you must for their understanding, even if to only show the way. For some children last, but not least. Some have caused chaos, and some come from peace. They will balance each other out, because the seams of the Father's designs are very neat. Now hear my children light to be, once you are one come to me, together as I have visited my son. Visit my house to see what beautiful creations your Father has done, and store some ideas for. Now you are great. On your way back you will see what was lost. How great life is, and how great was the cost. Understanding more and more how life is abundant and not like before. I have protected you since birth, your conscious wrapped in your earth. Infants are sensitive, so I created plenty of dirt. Conscious is key. It was first for me. When I heard life, thoughts went straight to, I wanted this life to be with me. Grateful for her beauty, because I could see her comfort of love, gave vision to me once I was blind, and now I could see. So I dedicated creation to my wife to be. That is why everything around has life, and this dedication has not failed. Life only gets better, and no such thing as hell. Now, my child, hear your father to hear, my child. It is by my design that all have life, because it is here, but not everything is living. Some creations hold your blueprints to creation as devices that cannot receive the gift of everlasting life. And this is okay, my child, because you have the ability to send the message of life through these devices. So they too can have purpose of life, but because you have not before, they only aid the void in nothing. Now, when you are together as one, the possibilities for these devices will seem endless as the creases of your fathers to the good use of life and other children that will need them to aid them in life for living. Now, my family, hear my son, to hear my children. As the one became the one with life, one became the one father coupled with life, and because your father was one in the physical first, the life of his children are two to always represent the union of life with one. The first child being the man as his father by design, the man embodies his original traits, which are physical dominance and conscious ability to be decisive, because your father decided to couple life in living. The man's responsibility filled to his traits unlock full spiritual awareness, which guides the physical dominance to the power of presence, taking similar father roles as his father to protect and provide while leading. For his family, the woman beautiful mimics the sound sight of life, her mother ever so soft to nurture and care, as did life for your father in the beginning, having the abilities which are crucial to why any is even here, because her traits of gift are control over emotions, which, if responsibly filled, gains mental control not to manipulate, but be as her mother, and give a feeling of want and care even when she has no presence, as she did to the one the father, because in the beginning, when there was nothing but one heard life, and it comforted one, and brought with it an emotional stimulation to the one aiding in their attachment. Some of you will be by self, or will be in unity together, apart from the other children. And this unity will be honored by the commitment to work together as one, to have more children, and your terms of living together will accommodate you, and only you, in this unity as a whole. For some of these traits seep through creation, giving little ability of both to one, and this is as it should be, for these children may or may not want to unite in commitment to bring more children. They will aid the children that do not have and help guide and teach the younger children. But make no mistake, children, whatever you need, the father will provide, as to a child needing a parent or a stranger becoming a friend. As you mature to this understanding, know that everything is as is, should be all by design, and things that were done before are not evidence of what you are, but evidence of what you are to become in living. Some things you will still do as a reflection of your youth in nothing before your void, and these things may or may not continue, but only for a time. Because here, my child, here, my son, you are bright alone, but not the only one with each other, as one in unity where you will be together, will create an undeniable light for all to see and follow, lifting the void from their beginning, aiding your understanding to not do as before, but in reflection, to do in purpose of life for the living. And when all these things are done, the price will be no more. Remember the children that aided before. They are with you as my spirit of life waiting to greet once you pierce through the night. And you will understand that cost was not giving, because the ones before you had no debt, although early in your life you did not have simply the understanding to understand when I sent my son to guide you to be where I am. It only takes living. Life is here, my child. So hear my child, hear my son, so you can start living here, my children, because you can no longer afford not to live the way you are.